welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you again for showing up. I appreciate your time. Hey, my name is Erky, and this is Yoga, Live, Love, Laugh. Ting! Put my own sound effects in. So today we're going to do a power yoga. I just felt like ramping it up and having a little fun today. Let's challenge yourself. If it's, I will throw some modification in there for you if it's too much. So, let's get started. So let's sit in a cross-legged position here. Sitting down. As we're sitting in a cross-legged position, why don't we switch our legs, because sometimes we do favor one over the other. I have my left over my right now, so I kind of have a tendency to favor the other side. All right, let's get started. So let's bring ourselves into our awareness. Let's take our time. I got my timer set. We're good to go. So let's begin to close our eyes. Bring our hands onto your knees. Taking a moment, thanking ourselves for waking up or getting this practice in late, whenever you see fit to do this practice. Bringing awareness to ourselves with our eyes closed. Just noticing any creaks or any cracks or anything that's going on with our body, shifting ourselves in a certain kind of way. Noticing if we need a pillow or a blanket or a block to sit on, if our hips are tight, if the seat sitting this way is uncomfortable. Being mindful. Let's bring our breath into it now. Let's take a nice deep breath in. Hold. Exhale out. Deep breath in. Hold. Exhale out. Inhale. Hold. Exhale out. Deep breath in. Hold. Exhale out. Let's bring our hands in it. Inhale, lift our hands up. Ooh, yes. Exhale, twist to our left side. So we're having our right hand over our left knee and our left hand behind us. Gently twisting over to our left. Taking a nice deep breath in. Exhale, twist our head opposite to the right. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Inhale our hands all the way up. Exhale, twist to the right. Having our left hand on our right knee and our right hand behind us. Holding it here. Taking a nice deep breath in. Exhale, twisting our head to the left. Deep breath in. Exhale out. One more time. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Inhale our hands all the way up. Exhale, bringing our hands forward. Our first forward fold. If you want to grab a block, you're welcome to it. If you're a little bit tight here, I am a little bit so far. But we're warming that sucker up. Hello, my beautiful people. I hope you're having a wonderful day. It's nighttime right now for me. I said, let me teach yoga at night. I usually, sometimes when I do this, I do videos like at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I said, let me switch it up. Taking a nice deep breath in here. Exhale, gently bring it back. All right, let's roll our shoulders back. Taking a nice deep breath in. Exhale out. Let's roll our shoulders forward. Oh yeah, shoulder love. Hey. Oh, I feel so good rolling our shoulders. Let's lift our left up and down. Lift our right up and down. Bring our breath in. Inhale, left up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, right shoulder up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, both shoulders up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, roll our shoulders forward. Exhale, drop back. Inhale, lift our shoulders up. Exhale, lift them behind us. Oh yeah, let's bring our head into it. Let's roll our head in one direction. I'm rolling my head to the right. And then now I'm switching directions, rolling my head to the left. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Let's get into it. I got my blanket just in case if I need it for my knees. So you know I like to try to keep things around me. So like when you're having your yoga practice, make sure you keep if you need your strap, I have my strap next to me. My blanket just in case sometimes my knees be like, not today. Have my strap, my blanket, my blocks, you know. I like to make yoga accessible and make it comfortable for me. I want to be comfortable in my practice. So I suggest you do the same thing. And don't forget, I also keep water. Just keep ourselves hydrated. There's nothing wrong with having a hydration. And a yoga class as I take a sip. All right, so let's transition onto our hands and knees. Ooh. Having our hands underneath our shoulders, our knees underneath our hips. We're going to do my favorite, cat-cows. I love cat-cows. A nice way to warm our bodies up. We're going to inhale our head up for cow. Exhale, round our back for cat. Inhale, have our head up, have our tailbone up. Belly dropping for cow. Exhale, suck it in her belly, suck it in her butt. Rounding her head down for cat. A couple more times. Deep breath in. Head up for cow. Exhale, round her back for cat. 3 more times. Inhale, head up for cow. Exhale, round it back for cat. 2 more. Inhale, head up for cow. Exhale, round her back for cat. Last time. Inhale, head up for cow. Exhale, round her back for cat. And we're going to take our first child's pose. We're going to open up our hips. Our knees are same size as our mat. Gently sitting back. Having our hands straight forward for child's pose. Having our forehead, if we can make it, all the way to the mat. If you're not able to, you can grab a block and put your head on the block. If you're not able to get all the way down, like I said, if this is uncomfortable for you, you could either sit on the block, take a block, sit on it, go down for your child, or you can take a pillow, put it underneath your butt, lift your hips up to get you down. So wherever you're at today, taking your time. Holding our child pose for a couple breaths. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Deep breath in. Exhale, bringing it up to our hands and knees. All right, so let's get into it. So let's take our right foot behind us, planted on the wall. Holding it here. Taking our left hand in front of us. Holding it here. Deep breath in. Head tucking, looking straight down to the mat. Inhale. Exhale, drop it down. Opposite side. Taking our left foot all the way back, our right hand in front of us. Having our head looking straight down. We're elongating our spine here. Holding it. We're getting our core together. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Push back to child's pose. Taking a nice deep breath in. Exhale out. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Bringing it back up to our hands and knees again. Moving with our breath now. Taking our right foot behind us. Bend it at the knee. Open it up the hip. Look in the same direction as your knee with your hips. Holding it here. Maybe begin to rotate that knee. Opening up our hips. And then rolling it in the opposite direction. Yep. Holding it here. Straighten out your leg. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, drop it down. Opposite side here. Let's take our left foot all the way back. Bend it at the knee. Open it up the hip. Looking at the same direction as our knee with our head. Holding it here. Making sure you're not leaning into one side, but holding yourself in the middle. Begin to rotate that knee. One direction. And then rotate it in the opposite direction. Straighten out your leg. Lower it down. Sit on back on your hip. Sit on back on your bum. I'm in hero's pose, so I'm sitting up on my feet. Let's take our first water break. 30 seconds. Get a little hydration in. Ooh. This is uncomfortable for you. Like I said, you can always drop down, sit on your bum. Do crisscross applesauce. If you want to work and sit in this pose, you can always grab your block, bring it in between, and sit down on your block. Same thing, doing the same thing. You're working your body into that pose. So listen to yourself. All right. 30 seconds over. So back onto our hands and knees. All right, we're going down to our first downward facing dog. So we're going to lift it up to downward facing dog. Holding here, holding our dog. Taking a nice deep breath in. Exhale out. Begin to pedal our knees. Turn our heads from side to side, looking underneath our armpits. It's our first dog, so it's going to be kind of tight. Holding it here. Looking underneath, taking a nice deep breath in. Exhale out, twisting. Deep breath in. Exhale out. All right, front and center. Our downward facing dog. So from downward dog, we're going to shift forward to a plank pose, holding it here. If this is too much for you, you can always drop your plank on down to your knees. Getting the same thing here, holding our plank. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Let's all drop down to our knees. Reset, child's pose. Holding it here. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale out. Deep breath in. Exhale out. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Bring it back up to hands and knees. All right. So we're going to push back again to our downward facing dog. We're going to take our feet from our back to meet our feet to the hands. So we're going to gently walk our hands, walk up to our fingers. Put a little bend in our knee. Doing a forward fold. If you need a block, please grab one for your forward fold. If you're too tight here, listen to your body. So grab a block if you need to. Put a little bend in your knees. Make sure your feet are hip width. Hold it in here. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale out. Inhale. On the exhale, deep breath in. Exhale, gently roll yourself up. One vertebra at a time. Whew. All right, so we're at the top of our mat. We are going to do a sun salutation. We're going to do a low version first, and then we're going to do a high version. So we're going to take our time. So bring your hands to heart center. You see my hands are heart center. Making sure your feet are hip width. A little bend in your knees so we don't overstrain our back. We're going to inhale our hands up. Exhale, swan dive, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. I have my hands on my legs here, on my calves. Exhale, rolling it down. On the next inhale, step back with your right foot, holding it here. Deep breath in, stepping back with my left foot, holding it here. We're going to take a nice deep breath in. We're in plank pose. Exhale, drop down to our knees. Inhale, lower all the way down, chaturanga, to the mat. Can't see my head, I am so sorry. I hope you can see my head. My head's not cut off. So we're in, our belly is onto the mat. Holding it here. We're going to lift up for baby cobra. Holding it here. On the exhale, we're going to tuck our toes down into the mat. We're going to lift all the way up to downward facing dog. Deep breath in. On the exhale, we're going to walk our feet back up to our mat. That was one. Holding it here. Take it, put a little bend in our knee. Let's reset our breath. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to inhale. We're going to do reverse swan dive. So we're going to lift our hands up, bring it all the way up. On the exhale, bring our hands to our heart center. All right, we're going to do that, guys, again. So we're going to take our time. So please take your time. And if you are more advanced, if you want to hop back and hop forward, please do that if you're more advanced. If not, just step back, step forward so you get comfortable hopping back and forth. All right, let me move my mat over just a smidge. Sorry, I didn't mean to show you my yoga butt. Just wanted to move my mat over just a smidge. All right, do that again. So bring our hands to heart center. Inhale our hands up. Exhale, fold forward in any amount. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lowering down. On the inhale, step back with your left foot. Exhale out. Deep breath in, step back with your right foot. Exhale out. On the inhale, if you are not able to, you can drop down to your knees. But if you are able to hold your plank, you can exhale, lower it all the way down to the mat. Chaturanga. Belly on the mat. Lifting up your head for baby cobra. If you need a little bit more, maybe you can push up to king cobra. Oh yeah. Definitely protect your lower back. Holding it here, deep breath in. Exhale, lowering it down. Tuck our toes down into the mat. Take a nice deep breath in. On the exhale, push back all the way to downward facing dog. Holding our dog here. Taking a nice deep breath in. Exhale out. Deep breath in. Exhale out. You might want to step your feet forward or hop, if you can, to the top of the mat, if you're able to. Holding it here. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Make sure you still keep that little bend in your knees. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, bring your hands all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. All right, you guys, let's take a water break. Definitely deserve that one. We are going to get that 2 more times, so let's get a little bit hydrated before we move on. Welcome back. So I had to, well, let's just put it back. Let's just say this. So I went to go upload this video for you guys. I have content this week, and then half the video was missing. So I had to redo about 40 more minutes. It was all lost. So it's been a jump cut. So I had to look and see what I did for the first 25 minutes, and now let's continue on with our practice. So I think I was got done just drinking some water. I was stepping the top of my mat where I am, and so we're going to do that sun salutation 2 more times. So let's step at the top of our mat, feet hip width apart. We're going to inhale our hands up, exhale, fold forward in any amount. Hopefully my head's not cut off. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower down. Step back with your right foot. Step back with your left. Be in plank pose. If this is too much for you, you can always drop down to your knees. Hold your plank. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, lowering it all the way down. Chaturanga to the mat. Hopefully my head's not cut off if you can see me. Holding here, tucking our toes down, pushing up for a baby cobra. If this is where you're at, if you want to try king cobra, lift it all the way up. Woo! Working that all out. Ooh, feels good. Exhale, lower it down. On our next breath in, tuck your toes down. Exhale, push all the way back to downward facing dog. Holding it here with our down dog. We're going to take our right foot, lift up our leg, bend our knee, open up the hip, look underneath our armpit. Holding it here, take a nice deep breath in. If this is too much, you can drop down on your knee. Do the same thing for modification. Let me move my glasses, they're falling off. Hold it here, take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, straighten your leg, lower down. Let's get that on the opposite side. Take your left foot all the way in the air, bend it at the knee, open up the hip, look underneath your armpit. Holding it here, take a nice deep breath in. Exhale out. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Dropping your foot down. Holding it here for downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath in. You can either jump, step, or float on top to this front part of your feet. So 1, 2, 3. Hopefully you made it. Holding it here. Taking a nice deep breath in. Exhale out. We're going to do that 1 more time. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Inhale, bring your hands all the way up. Whew. Bring your hands together. Bring it together for heart center. Doing our last sun salutation. All right. Take a nice good deep breath in. Exhale out. 1 more time. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Inhale. Exhale. All right, we're going to inhale our hands up. Exhale, swan dive, fold forward. In any amount. We're going to inhale, halfway lift. So I got my hands on my thighs. Exhale, lower all the way down. On your next breath, on your inhale, take your left foot behind. Taking your other foot into a plank. Holding it here, take a nice deep breath in. On the exhale, gently drop it down. No belly flopping. I don't think you guys can see my head. There we go. No belly flopping, you guys. Go down gently or drop down your knees and get down slowly. Holding it here if you want to challenge. Maybe you want to lift yourself all the way up to an upward facing dog. So for upward facing dog, we are lifting up our top half of our body and we're barely touching, like our knees are lifted up and we're just holding, like our back of our legs are holding us up. So what I mean is you're like lifting up. Pretty much your feet are holding you up, you're lifting up. If this is too much for you, maybe you can go to king cobra. If not, go down to baby cobra. So go where you are. We're going to do upward facing dog. Taking a breath in. On the exhale, push back, tuck your toes down. Push all the way back to downward facing dog. Our last one. Holding it here. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Drop down to our knees. Bring our toes to touch to child's pose. Let's make our child's pose restorative. So let's ball up our fists, fist over fist, and our hand on top of our fist to a restorative child pose. Bringing ourselves back into our breath. I know our breath is kind of jumpy right now from doing those sun salutations. Let's bring it all back together. Taking a nice deep breath into the belly. Exhale out from the belly. Deep breath in to your belly. Exhale out from the belly. One more time. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Bring it up. Woo. Back onto hands and knees. All right. So let's take a little water break here. About 30 seconds. And then we're going to do, since we're nice and warm from the sun salutations, let's take advantage of it. Let's take a little bit advantage of it. So we're going to do, well, let's do pyramid. Yeah, let's do pyramid. That'll be fun. All right, a couple more seconds. All righty. So back to our hands and knees. Lift up to our downward facing dog. Either you can walk your feet to your hands or jump to your feet, or have your hands walk back to your feet. So whatever your preference is right now, I'm going to walk to my feet. Bring it in the middle. Hold it here, put a little bend in my knees. Let's grab our elbows with our hands. And let's take a ragdoll right here. Hold it here in a ragdoll. Have a little bend in our knees. Gently rock from side to side, taking our time with our ragdoll. Deep breath in. Exhale out. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, drop down our hands. So we're going to halfway lift. And you can be here or on your thighs, wherever you're at. Lower down. We'll do like an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, bring your hands all the way up. Ooh, and then exhale to heart center. So let's do pyramid. What is pyramid, you say? Well, let me show you. So we're going to take our left foot, bring it in front of us, halfway. So you want to be halfway, not all the way, like you're in warrior one, kind of like you're in warrior one, but you want to straighten your front leg. So you're not all the way, just a little bit halfway. So let's start with warrior one. So we'll start with warrior one. So we have our left foot in front of us and our right foot is like behind us, kind of like pivot. It's like a, kind of like that. That's what you look like with your feet. So this is warrior one. Inhale, hands up. Exhale out. Deep breath in. Exhale out. All right, so let's transition from this to pyramid. So we're going to bring our hands onto our hips. Straighten our front leg. We're going to bend at our hips, dropping down. Now, if this is okay for you, stay there. If you need a little bit more, maybe you can drop all the way down to your leg. If not, just go where comfortable. With our hand in pyramid, either you can keep your hands on your hips if you like. If you need a little bit more challenge, maybe you can bring your hands into prayer pose. Or maybe you can reverse your prayer pose, which today, I don't think I'm reversing my prayer pose. No, my hands are saying no today. Actually, I gotta do it that way. There we go. I have to reverse them first, then bend over for some strange reason. It won't let me do it the other way. Or you can just grab your elbows. Hold on here. So you straighten out your front leg and your back leg is a little straight. A little bend in your knee if you need to, if it's uncomfortable. Hold in here, take another breath. Exhale, put your hands on your hips and gently bring it up. Woo! All right, so take that left foot and meet your right. Shake it out. Let's get pyramid on the opposite side. So we're gonna start first with that, doing that warrior one first. So we're gonna take our right leg, go forward, bring our left. So we're like halfway, not too far like in your warrior, because in your warrior two you have a little bit deeper range in the motion when you open up your hips, but warrior one, you don't have to be that way. Just goes, it's comfortable for you. Start with my hands on my hips. Bringing my hands up for warrior one. So making sure your leg in front, your back foot is perpendicular to your foot. Yeah, perpendicular to your foot. Trying to make sure now. Yeah, or it's perpendicular. Yeah. That way, so your feet kind of look like that. Like a weird V. I guess a weird letter L. No, it's a V. I guess it's a V. Yeah. Yeah, a V. I know my letters. I went to school. I got a little bit of education. Just a little bit. Hold in here. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale out. Deep breath in. Exhale out. One more time. Inhale. On the exhale, we're going to put our hands on our hips. Straighten out our right leg. Now we're going to fold forward into our pyramid. Either you can keep your hands on your hips. If you like, you can do reverse prayer hands. Or you can grab the back of your hands. Or you can grab your elbows. Or just keep your hands on your hips. Holding in here. This is definitely stretching out your legs. I'm definitely feeling it. Taking a nice deep breath in. Exhale out. Deep breath in. Exhale out. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, hands on your hips. Bring it all the way up. And let's have our right meet our left. Shaking it out. Bringing it front and center, shaking it out. I think once is enough for today. So since we're standing up and since we're warm, let's take advantage of our bodies. Like I said, so let's do a standing pose. So we're going to do work on our balance. So can never get enough of a balance pose. So let's do, what balance pose should we do? Let's do warrior three. Something different. So I have my feet hip width apart, as you see. Now with the warrior three, we'll take our right leg, bring it back, all the way back. I'll do it to the side so you can see me. And you can keep your hands on your hips. I like to find a point because I like the yoga cheat to get my balance. Now if your hands on your hips are good for you, stay there. If you want a little bit more, you can bring your hands in front of you. If not, you can bring your hands to behind you, so wherever you're at. So I always say for this find a point, it helps me to concentrate when I do my balances, but that's just me. All right, so we're going to plant our left foot into the mat, have it grounded. Take our right foot, bring it all the way back. If this is too much for you, you could just have your toe gently touch back and just practice on lifting up your foot, working on your balance. So if you like a challenge, you can keep your hands on your hips if that's where you're at. Maybe bring your hands forward. Maybe bring your hands all the way back to airplane. Taking breaths in. And my airplane is about to crash because I'm not staring. It's hard to talk and stare at a point. And I cheat. Look, I'm cheating. I'm grabbing my couch. I yoga cheated. It's all right. It's all right. It's yoga. Take one more breath and drop it down. I yoga cheated. I'm sorry. I'm yoga bad. So let's get done with the other foot. I'm going to turn around the other way so you can see me. So I won't be able to yoga cheat. All right, so have your feet planted onto the mat hip width. Put a little bend in that right leg. Bringing your right leg all the way out. I'm yoga cheating because I'm not staring at a wall. I'm trying to talk. Go where you're comfortable. I can do this. Hold on. I need a point. I need a look. There we go. Breathe at your own pace. Take one more breath. Drop it down. I was yoga cheating. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes my balance is good and sometimes my balance is whatever. That's your body that day. I think once is enough for that. Because my warrior 3 is going to be a warrior something. I don't know. I thought I had something clever to say. I guess I did. So let's bring it down to our hands and knees. Taking your time. Get down like a dump truck. Go wider than your hips. So when I say get down like a dump truck, open your feet up wider than your hips and gently bring yourself down. I learned this from my teacher, Felicia Savage Friedman. To get down, because getting up and down correctly, sometimes we don't do. All right, so since we're nice and we're gonna take a minute just to work on our pigeon pose. So I'm going to adjust my camera. All right, so let's do pigeon pose. So for pigeon, move my mat over just a smidge. We'll see me jump cut a little bit. That's okay. We're going to be on our hands and knees. So there's different ways, 2 different ways you can get in a pigeon. If you're on your hands and knees, you can just take your right foot behind you and just walk it through your hands. And then you want to kind of like lean into it. So you have your knees bent. This is like beginner style pigeon right here. If you have blocks and you're uncomfortable or pillows, you can take a block, put it underneath your hip, underneath your right hip to help elevate you up. If you need a little bit more, you can take some other blocks and stuff or books and stack up around you to grab one. If you're uncomfortable in that pose. Another way to get into it, if you're in downward facing dog, you take your right foot up and you just thread it through, lowering it down. There we go. That's usually how I get into pigeon. Now this is beginners, stand up high here. If you need a little bit more, if you're a little bit more open, maybe you can drop your pigeon down onto your elbows. Holding it here. That's one way. Because we're going to hold this for 2 minutes. But if you want a little bit more, if you want more than that, you can probably bend your back foot, bring it in for 2 minutes holding. Depends where you're at today. I just want to be here. I did that the other day, so I'm kind of good, okay, popping my legs out that way. So like I said, we're holding this for 2 minutes. How are you? I think I said that before. Oh, while I'm down here, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Thank you so much. I am at 62 subscribers. I cannot believe it. I'm like thankful. If only one person watched my video all the time, I'm very grateful. I'm very humble what I do. I appreciate you guys being patient with me when I'm uploading. I just love you guys to death. Thank you for sharing my practice. Thank you for sharing practice with me. I truly appreciate it. I do. I don't take it for granted. I always say if I teach one person to 100 people, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to me. I just enjoy teaching and having interactions with people. So I just definitely enjoy it. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. I love you guys so much. You're going to make this girl cry. Whew. Well, at least be down a minute in our pigeon. If you need to adjust it, maybe you can bring your feet up or bring your feet back. 2 minutes are almost up. We're getting closer. Whew. I'm watching the clock. Oh, we got 10 minutes, 10 minutes. Oh God, no, I mean 10 seconds. I said 10 minutes. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Time. All right, so good way to get this out this pose. Either you can tuck your back toe in, lift up your left foot all the way up, shake it all out, drop it down. If that's not feasible for you, you just want to lean to the side that you're on, lean to the side that your legs forward, and just bring your other foot forward. It's one way to do it. Or more than one way to do it. Like they say, there's more way to skin a cat. I wouldn't know because that's just gross. That is gross, but I do want to get cats. I actually want to get 2 of them. We'll see. I say I am. I keep changing my mind every day. What I want to do. A dog, cat, fish. I don't know. All right, so let's get that on the opposite side. So you can't be unbalanced. So wherever you want to be, either you can take it here on your hands and knees and just bring your left leg in between your hands and just push back your your left leg back. Your right leg back. That's one way. Either you can be in downward facing dog, take your left foot all the way up, thread it through, and drop it all the way down. That's another way. Like I said, if this is uncomfortable, you can have your butt, you sit up this way for your pigeon. Oh, I forgot. If you want, you can also do your pigeon on your back. I totally forgot. And just cross it over. So this is pigeon on your back. Taking your left foot crossover and just threading your hands through. That's pigeon on your back. So that's a modification. Sorry, guys. But yeah, that's a modification for pigeon. If those ways are not feasible for you. So we're going to hold our pigeon for 2 minutes. I'm counting. I am. Hey, if you hold it longer, you're doing this, having your hips open, having all this pow, pow, pow open. Want to be flexible in your hips. It's cold today here. The temperature dropped. I think tonight or tomorrow night is supposed to go down to 9 degrees. I ain't having that. Winter can go. It could have went when it came. But yeah. It's going to be cold. There's snow outside and I didn't want to get the snow. I was lazy. I was like, not today. I don't feel like it. Sometimes I don't feel like it. I don't feel like shoveling. I don't feel like putting salt out. I mean, it hasn't been snowing a lot here, but it's just snow. That's the whole purpose. Another minute left to go. Your hips are going to hate me or thank me. Like I said, if you need more, you can grab the back of your foot for pigeon. Woo! Oh yeah. Open my hips on 2 different directions. Feels good. It feels uncomfortable. If it's uncomfortable, slow down your breath, make some adjustments. I say make yoga comfortable for you. If it's uncomfortable, please don't hurt yourself. That's one thing I don't want you to do. Ten more seconds left. 10 seconds. I didn't say 10 minutes. All right, time. Woo. Bring your feet in front of us. Shaking out your feet. Oh, pat down. thighs if you need to. You know I do. I always need to pat down. Woo! Open up her hips. Woo! Shaking them out. Plant your right foot and your left. Plant your right and left feet onto the mat. Windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Taking a moment. Woo! Whew. I'm just taking a moment. My thighs are like, boom. All right, so let's do my favorite pose, my other favorite hip opener, because I can't get enough. We're going to do the pose you see on my on my YouTube channel of me. So we're going to do double pigeon. I know we did single pigeon, now we're doing double pigeon. I'm just pigeoning us all to death today. So we're going to take our right leg, cross it. So we're going to sit like cross-legged position. Take your right leg, bring it over to your left. If this is not accessible, like I said, you can grab a pillow, lift up your hips, use blocks to help you out. Doing this is my favorite pose. So we're going to hold this for about a minute. We're not going to hold it that long. And we're going to do something. My little friend, I want to give a shout out to one of my little yoga kids out there, Mr. Lincoln. I saw a nice picture of him doing yoga with me. I appreciate it. So I had to give him out a shout out. And in honor of him, we're going to do this pose. I had a cute picture with him doing this. It was the cutest thing. Made my little heart melt. I about to cry. I love it. So we're just sitting here, getting comfortable. I got my hands open, fingers to touch. I am taking my thumb and hitting my middle ring finger here. Oh, putting pressure onto it. Holding this for not that long. Maybe another 20 seconds. I did say about a minute. Just open up her hips a little bit more. If it's uncomfortable, just don't do it. Just sit cross-legged position or have your feet straight. All right, let's switch your feet. Uncross, shake out our legs. We're going to bring in our right, take our left foot, bring it on top of our right. Ooh. Just the inner hips. This is too much. Like I said, you can block it. Just block it. Just block it. Just block it, block it. Come on, block it. Or we're going to also hold this for a minute. Not that long. Taking our hands, taking our thumb, and taking our ring finger, or not a ring finger, our middle finger. Or you can do your ring finger. All right, let's do a ring finger. Pressing it there. If that's too much, just have your hands hand on top of hand. You can do a hand mudra that way, or have your hands open. I'm just doing my Lincoln because that's the picture I saw. He was like this. It was the cutest thing. So we're just going to be in honor of him, just holding this pose. Look, I gave him more than one shout out. When you hear this video, I'm sure I'm going to hear it. Like, hey, sorry, supposed to say my name. Minute's almost up. We got less than 15 seconds to go. I'm going to say this again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Share. Sharing is caring. It's like a weird commercial. All right. Uncross your legs, straighten your legs, shaking it out. All right. So we're going to plant on our back. We're going to do a bridge pose. Making sure our feet are hip width apart. Gently windshield wipers and knees from side to side. Our hands to our side, 45 degrees. Just nice gentle windshield wiper before we do our bridge pose. Hold it here. We're going to take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, lift it up. If this is too much, you can grab your block and put it underneath you if you need it for your back bend, wherever you're at. Oh, I'm going to grab my feet. If you need a little more, you can go into a full upside down wheel if you like. Take your time. Definitely just bring your hands back. If you want to do well, just make sure you have your head tucked into your chin and just gently bring it up. If not, you can just, do bridge pose wherever you are. Take a couple more breaths where you're at. I want to be a bridge today. One more breath. Exhale, drop it down. If you're coming down from your bridge, tuck in your head into your chin and gently bring it down. Windshield wiper your knees from side to side again. Grab your knees. Roll yourself into a little ball here. Rolling from side to side, massaging your back. From that stimulation on your spinal cords, you can crisscross your feet if you like and gently pull it in. Woo, stretching. You switch your feet, pull it the other way, rolling from side to side. Hold it here. Woo. Plant your feet down. Let's see. Let's take our knees over to our right side. This way. Hands in the letter T. Having our head look in the opposite direction of our knees. Holding it here. Take a nice deep breath in. Hit my glasses, I hear them clinging. Exhale out. It's like cling, cling, cling. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Bring your knees to the opposite side here, to your left. So holding that lovely letter T. Having your head twist opposite of your knees. Bringing everything out. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Deep breath in. Exhale. Bringing your knees up. Rolling your knees from side to side in one direction. And then switching it to the opposite side. All right, plant your feet down. All right, let's get some abs in. I know. We're going to lift our feet all the way up like we're touching the wall. Bringing our hands up. Holding it here. Bring it in, suck it in your belly. Just holding it here. Taking a nice deep breath. Engaging in your core. I know. If this is too much, you can bring your head down. It's fine. Listen to your body. If you want a little bit more, you can put a block underneath your head too. Like, oh. Ooh, yeah. Oh, that's a nice, impressive way to do it. I'm getting ab workout and my head's relaxing. Yes. One more time, deep breath in. Exhale, bring it down. Yes. Gently windshield wiper those knees from side to side. And I'm going to say once is not enough. Let's do that one more time. Plant your feet up into the air. Like you're planting it on the wall, like you're kicking the wall. Bringing your hands up. Holding it here. Engaging your core. Woo! Feeling that. If it's too much in your neck, maybe put something underneath your neck. That kind of help you out there. If it's uncomfortable for you. Holding it there. Deep breathing into your belly. Exhale from your belly. Deep breath in. Exhale out. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, dropping it down. Oh, windshield wiper those knees from side to side again. Woo, your abs should be feeling it. I know mine is. Bring your knees back into your chest. Bring your head up like a ball. Rolling from side to side. Holding it here. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale. Oh, let it go. Bring it to corpse pose. I like my block underneath my head for corpse. I feel like I'm so relaxed here. I am so relaxed. All right, so we are going to set the timer for 5 minutes. And Google's talking to me. I don't want her talking to me. So get comfortable, grab what you need. If you need a blanket, a pillow, whatever you need comfortable. We're about to go in Savasana, corpse pose, relaxation for about, I'll give us 6 minutes. I'll be nice, a whole 6 minutes. So begin to close your eyes, maybe bring your breath down to a pace that's comfortable for you. Settling your voice, soothing your head if you have any, letting it go, just relaxing. All right, set the timer now. Plant your right foot into the mat. Plant your left foot into the mat. Gently windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Making your feet the same size as your mat. Gently bring your top knees together for a second. Alright, bringing your feet together, dropping it over to your right side. Take your right hand above your head. Gently roll over to your right. Bring yourself up in a seated position. We're going to do a 1-minute meditation. Breathing technique. So get in a comfortable position. I'm going to go back into that double pigeon because I like it so much. You can do cross-legged position, or you can have your feet forward. But we're going to do a nice meditation for 1 minute, just breathing. We're going to inhale. So what you want to do is, when you do this, you want to inhale for almost 5 seconds. Hold it for 5 seconds, and then exhale out for 5 seconds. Then repeat. Inhale, hold for 5 seconds, then exhale out for 5 seconds. So if you're not there yet, it's okay. It's a work in progress. So, all right, so we're going to do that for a minute. So get in a comfortable seated position. You can either have your head 45 degrees, you can have your, staring straight at me. I'm going to close my eyes, or have your eyes closed and look down, having your hands on your knees. Opening up, receiving all the goodness and good energy. All right, let's get started. A 1 minute came and gone. So, since we're all nice, hopefully we're nice and centered. I know I am. I love my last part of yoga. Last 15 minutes is the best part, when I get to lay on my mat and take a little cat nap. I love it. I love, 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 love Savasana. I love it. So, with no words, let's bring our hands together. That makes no sense. Ignore what I just said. I don't know what I said. I said with no words. I didn't mean to say that. I meant to say thank you for watching the video today. I'm all discombobulated since half my stuff was all messed up, but I just re-recorded. So thank you. I appreciate you. So with very little words, we will say Namaste. Namaste is an East Indian Sanskrit, which means the God in me bows down to the God in you, and I appreciate your time. So I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Appreciate it. Thank you for the 62 subscribers that I have. Thank you so much for joining Erky's World. Erky's World. It's a crazy world. It's a lot of fun though. It's a whole lot of fun. What was I going to say? Oh, thank you for watching the yoga talks too. I appreciate it. I didn't think no one would watch that content, but some people are, so I appreciate it. I enjoy doing it. Just having conversations, to me, is to connect with other people, since we're can't be around each other and we can't be in class together. So I get to really know you. So this is one way you guys get to know me. And thank you for interacting with me. I appreciate it on my socials. I appreciate it so much to interact with you guys as you interact with me, just to get to know the people who are watching me. So I appreciate your time. So with little words, I'm going to say it again. Namaste. Thank you so much and see you next video. Bye! Mwah!